You've probably heard eat in a calorie deficit, just eat more protein, but how helpful is that really for your diet? In this episode, I'm going to be giving you my 7 secret dieting tips that will give you an unfair advantage to losing fat in 2026. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Eric Roberts Fitness Podcast. And quickly, before we dive into the 7 dieting tips, I just want to announce and or remind you that this podcast is coming out on December 31st. And so tomorrow begins our official enrollment for our upcoming famous 8-week challenge. And I say the word famous because these are becoming quite famous amongst the people who sign up and amongst the people who want to sign up. And that's really because the people who join these challenges just continue to get incredible fat loss and muscle building results. By far, our most successful challenges all came in the past year, and they just kept getting better and better every time. People were more consistent, people lost more fat, lost more inches, their progress picture changes in just an 8-week period of time was absolutely incredible. So right now, if you're interested in starting the new year with a personalized plan for both nutrition and workouts, if you're interested in getting all of the guesswork taken out, all you have to do is look at your phone. You'll know exactly what to do and you'll know it's the right things. If you're interested in actually getting some accountability, having some skin in the game so you can stay more consistent and on track, and if you're interested in potentially competing for the top 3 prizes, prize number 1, you'll be winning $3,000 for both male and female. And second and third place, you'll be winning your money back. So worst case scenario, you transform your body. Best case scenario, you get paid to transform your body. Again, there's going to be more information at the link in the show notes. So if you want to pause, go to the link in the scroll down, go to the link in the show notes. You should be able to click on more or description or something along those lines. Check out that page where it goes over everything that's included in our one-on-one coaching 8-week challenge to start off the new year right. And I know this is a period of time where people have high motivation. You want to change and cool, let's do it, but let's do it right. Don't do it by starting some detox diarrhea tea. Don't do it by starting some 1,200 calorie diet or only eating, protein and vegetables, and that's all you can eat for the first month. You've tried that before. You're not going to stick with it. You need a personalized plan that's actually going to fit into your lifestyle. If you have 3 days a week for 30 minutes to work out, that's what you need to be built. If you cook for the entire family, you need to take that into consideration when you're coming up with your nutrition plan. You need somebody checking in, calling you out, being on your ass, holding you accountable, because you've tried to do it on your own before. How did that work out for the entire 2025? So this is the time. You can use this motivation right, or you can use this motivation wrong. If you want to use it right, click the link in the show notes to sign up for our 8-week challenge. I'll even give you, since you are an avid listener of the podcast, I'll give you early access. You can join before anybody else does because there's only going to be 100 spots that are available. And actually, as I'm recording this, there's probably only like 94 right now because we've had some people sign up early. And the nature that we do our one-on-one coaching, it is fully personalized. There's no AI. There's no you get passed off to different coaches. It's you and your coach, a real human being, going back and forth, creating your plan for you, looking over all of your data. And that's why we can only take on 100 people at a time. And really that's, kind of pushing it. So link in the show notes of the podcast. You're going to hear me talking about it over the next couple of days, couple of maybe week or so, because we really want to help you. And these challenges have been wildly successful. Our coaches love doing them. Our clients get incredible results, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. So that is that. Now let's go ahead and dive into the podcast for today. So the first dieting tip that I want to give to you is something I call the constant 5. And this could be the constant 7. This could be the constant 10. But essentially, the mistake that a lot of people will make going into their diet in 2026 is not knowing what they're going to eat. We hear this all the time as coaches. Eric, tell me what to eat. I need to know what to eat. And this is what we help our clients with. But one of the things that we tell our clients is, okay, we're going to have a constant five. So what that means is you're going to have five things every single week that you're going to buy from the grocery store, no matter what, no matter if you're traveling, no matter if it's holidays, no matter if it's kids going back to school, really busy week at work, no matter what, you have a constant five. And so for me, every week, hands down, no matter what, it's a little bit more than five, but here's my constant things that I purchase. Number one, eggs. Number two, Greek yogurt. Number three, bananas. Number four, protein powder. That isn't an every week thing I buy that, but I have that all the time. Number five, some sort of either ground beef or chicken. Number six, Rice Krispies. And number seven, some other sort of like pre-made salad bags. So for me, it's constant seven. No matter, I actually just did this on my trip to Florida. I bought eggs, I bought ground beef, I bought Greek yogurt, I bought bananas, I bought fruit, and I bought some energy drinks because I wanted some of those. But I had my constant five because now there never is a, well, what do I eat? You know what you're going to eat, and I will say this too, you'll get bonus points for this if they are easily ready to eat. So Greek yogurt, easily ready to eat. Pre-made salad bag, easily ready to eat. Rice Krispies cereal, easy, ready to eat, because I use that for my pre-workout meal. So if you're getting frozen shrimp, if you're getting 90-second rice, if you're getting frozen broccoli, the pre-made salad bags, you're getting rotisserie chickens, deli meat. Like I just bought some turkey recently for deli meat, and some people will like, oh my God, that's so bad. It's better than either not eating any protein at all or not eating and then going to eat Pop-Tarts later. So, but you'll get bonus points for these constant five if they're easy, because then the lesson here is, even if you have a crazy busy week, or even if you're traveling, or even if your kids are stressing you out, your job is stressing you out, you'll never get to this place of, well, what should I eat? What am I going to eat? All you have to do is go look in the fridge or the pantry. You have your constant five, and you can make a calorie and protein friendly meal from those constant five. That's the idea. Because what kills most people's dieting in 2026 is decision fatigue. You don't know what to make. You don't know what to eat. You also don't know if it's going to actually help you stay on track with your calorie goals or not. But for example, no matter what, if I have Greek yogurt and protein powder in the house, I can make I'll put the Greek yogurt in a bowl. I'll put the protein powder in there. I'll throw some fruit on top of that. That is a calorie-friendly, protein-friendly, nutrient-friendly meal. I don't have to cook it. And no matter what, no matter how crazy I am, if I'm on calls, if I'm in the middle of work, I can stop, do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and then get back to it. So that's the goal for you. When you go to grocery shop, figure out what are your constant five. And then again, over time, this may become 6 or 7 or 8. But no matter what, think about, and I would also challenge you here. This is something that we kind of do with our one-on-one coaching clients in our 8-week challenge. I'll challenge you to think about your schedule. Think about your routine. Think about when you do have time to cook versus when you don't have time to cook. Because your constant five might need to be for when you don't have time to cook. It might be when you're at work. It might be as soon as you get home. It might be in the morning. So think about your most difficult meal of the day or time of the day for eating, and then use your constant five for that as well. Because then the hardest part of your day, you've already taken care of. So you'll lead yourself to more success. Again, these are kind of the coaching tricks and tips that we use with our online coaching clients, which of course you will get if you join the 8-week challenge heading into January. But that's number one, the constant five. Number two, and by the way, if I sound kind of stuffy, I'm a little bit sick here, so just trying to power through as best I can. But if I need to clear my nose or my throat at any time, then please just know that is why. But I want to show up for you because I love you and I appreciate you and I care about you. Okay. So, number two is friction engineering. And I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast before, so I don't want to overly make the point, but I do want to say it again because I think it's worth mentioning. Willpower is a finite resource. Most people make the mistake of going into 2026 thinking that it's a new year and it's a new you, and you're just going to have magically all of this willpower and discipline. And again, I am all for you making a change and becoming the person that you want to become, but I also need you to be realistic. It's not like overnight, just because the clock turned to 2026, you now have all of this willpower. Because if that's what you think, when you get a couple of days or a couple of weeks in, if you're solely relying on that, you're going to fall off, which is why most people fall off their New Year's resolutions by mid-January to mid-February, somewhere in between there. So instead of doing that, we want to use friction engineering. So don't waste willpower because, like we said, it's a finite resource. Don't waste it by resisting the cookies every single time you walk past the counter. Like, if you still have Christmas cookies, fucking either give them away or throw that shit away. Like, it's okay. And oh my God, but what about the people who are starving? They're not going to get them anyway. Your body's not a trash can. You're not a garbage disposal. Throw that shit away because you're using a finite resource on something that you don't need to be doing. It's like if you were spending money. A lot of you guys are like, well, I don't want to spend money. You know, I fucking, for the 8-week challenge. Oh, well, should I really spend this money? It's like, you spend money on the dumbest shit. Like, you spend money on a million things from Amazon. You spend money on alcohol. You spend money on takeout food. Like, money is a finite resource, and you're aware and mindful of that. Willpower is the same exact concept. So stop wasting it by having to say no to certain foods over and over in your house, because eventually you will say yes to those foods. You will have to give in. Your willpower will run out. So if you have treats in the house, maybe for your family, like, put them in containers out of sight, out of mind. Put them above the fridge. Put them in the, I know a lot of our clients, they have like specific spots in the pantry or the fridge for their kids. We're like, kids snacks go in here. I don't go in here. My kids go in there. Mommy goes, daddy goes over here. This is, my side of the fridge or our side of the pantry. Just find ways to make it harder to, quote unquote, make the wrong choice. And it's not that eating cookies are wrong, but you get what I mean. Make it harder to make the wrong choice. Make it easier to make the good choice. You swap out leaving the Christmas cookies on the counter because you don't want to throw them out, but you also don't want to eat them. And then put instead fruit. Put instead beef jerky. Put instead protein bars. Because now it requires next to zero effort to make the right choice. And that is what makes it feel easy to lose weight, to stay on track, to get in shape, to become the person who has more discipline. It's funny, a lot of the people who you think have a ton of discipline and willpower, they actually don't. They just set up their life in a very advantageous way to not have to use as much discipline and willpower. So then when they do have to use it, they actually have some. Whereas right now, when you have to use willpower, you're all tapped out. Used willpower earlier in the day, middle of the day, when you got home. So by the time nighttime comes around, you have none left. Just like if you had no money left because you spent it all. So that's number two. Use friction engineering. Now, rule number 3 is the first 25 rule, which is before you eat a single carb or fat in any meal, you must consume 25 grams of protein. And I would really, if you can, I would try to do this for every single meal that you have. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but especially in the morning. Get your day started with protein. If you take nothing else from this podcast, start your day with 25 grams of protein. And that could look like a protein shake. That could look like eggs and egg whites. That could look like overnight oats with protein put in. That could look like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. That could look like the Greek yogurt mixed with protein powder that I said earlier. There's a million ways you can hit your protein goal. And, again, I don't know exactly what your schedule and routine looks like, but this is exactly what we do in our 8-week challenge for our one-on-one clients is we'll look over your entire day and your entire schedule, and we'll say, hey, you don't have a ton of time in the morning. Let's go with this overnight oats recipe, or let's go with a simple protein shake and a banana. And if you have more time later to cook, awesome. That's when maybe we'll cook some, I don't know, pork loin, which by the way, I had pork loin tenderloins for Christmas. I cooked those. So good and so easy to make. All I did was put it in the oven. First time I used my oven in the entire time of me being in this house, by the way. But I put it in the oven for 25 minutes and it was done and it tastes amazing. And now I have a bunch of it. So this is your sign if you were wanting to get some different protein sources. Pork loin, tenderloin, very good. You'll cook later as opposed to earlier. So you have to figure out what's going to work for you. 25 grams of protein before you eat any carbs or fats. So if your breakfast is eggs, fruit, and an avocado, eat all of the eggs before you eat the fruit and avocado, because what this does is your hunger hormones are already suppressed, making it physically more difficult to overeat. So if you start your day with this high protein and you start with 25 grams of protein, the rest of the day, it'll be physically more difficult, more challenging to overeat. And if let's say you do this at dinner as well, when maybe you typically tend to overeat at dinner, eat all of your protein first and then go into your carbs and fats. Because again, it will be harder for you to overeat. You're going to be more full. Your hunger hormones are going to be more satisfied. So you won't have as much of the cravings. And that's the thing too. Most people just think nighttime overeating is a willpower issue, which we already talked about in the previous tip, or they think it's just, oh, this is when I get hungry. Well, you get hungry because early in the day you had a muffin or you had, some sort of carby breakfast with no protein, and that's what you got set your day up as. Or maybe you skip breakfast entirely and you have 32 grams of protein by 6 p.m. Anybody would be hungry if they've only had 32 grams of protein by 6 p.m. And you're going to have cravings and you're going to overeat. So first 25 rule, try to use it for every single meal to make it more difficult to overeat. Now, this next tip is, I think it's really important, especially if you're somebody who struggles with peer pressure, who struggles with other people maybe not being on the same journey as you, maybe not supporting your journey. And it's called I coined it the social smoke bombing, because one of the biggest diet killers is peer pressure. People who are, oh, it's just one drink. Oh, you're not going to have any of the dessert. Oh, come on, just live a little. It's fine. And these people, or they say, well, why do you have to weigh your food? It's not that big of a deal. What are you doing this for? We've all heard it. But at the end of the day, these are your goals. And if you're going to want to reach the goals that you want to reach in 2026, number one, you should join our 8-week challenge. Link in the description of the podcast, because that is the most efficient and most guaranteed way to get you to your goals in 2026. Think about it. Do you think you'll make more progress or less progress if you had a personalized plan built just for you? If you had a coach checking in with you every single week, holding you accountable, being on your ass, if you knew exactly what to eat, exactly how many calories to eat, if you got help with setting up a meal plan for you, would you make more progress or less progress? If it's less progress, don't join. But if it's more progress, click the link in the show notes of the podcast, pause the podcast, scroll down, click on the description, click on the link, And we would love to have you inside of the 8-week challenge. But going back to it, the second thing that you're going to need to do is take control of your goals. And a lot of people struggle with these. I don't even think they're tough conversations, but a lot of people are people pleasers. A lot of people don't want to make other people mad or upset, or they just feel uncomfortable if they feel like people are, maybe making fun of them. So you could take the route of just saying, like, hey, fuck off. These are my goals. It's basically what I've done. It's worked well for me. But if you want a maybe softer approach, instead of being like, oh, I'm on a diet, I can't do that. There's a couple of ways you can work around this. And the number one way I've found to be successful, well, I guess there's a couple of ways, but number one, use some sort of like medical excuse. Be like, oh, I have to go get my blood work done tomorrow. Like, oh, I can't eat, I can't drink alcohol, or I can't eat these fatty foods, these greasy foods, because I got to get my blood work done tomorrow. Like that right there, what can people say to that? They're probably going to be like, oh, well, what are you getting blood work for? Just a checkup. It's my annual checkup. I'm going to start at the new year. Like, make it up. Who fucking cares? But it gets people off of your back. And I'm not, telling you to lie, but you can do this and you have my permission. Or some sort of like performance excuse. Like, hey, my coach has me waking up tomorrow and I'm supposed to hit this certain PR on my deadlift or my squats, or I'm supposed to get a certain mile time tomorrow on my run. Like, I don't want to be hungover. I don't want to be bogged down by like greasy food that's going to make me not feel good or make me not sleep good. Like, use some sort of performance excuse, or use some sort of medical excuse, because people, they can't really argue with that, and they almost have to like respect a protocol more than a diet. And the third thing that's worked pretty well for our clients specifically, because when you have a coach, you can do this. I would always tell people when they were my clients and they would be going out, I'd be like, hey, use me as your shield. Like, use me as the reason can't have the alcohol, or you can't, you ate beforehand. Yeah, my coach Eric, like he's an asshole sometimes. Like, he's on my ass right now. Like, he's gonna check my weigh in tomorrow. He said I can't be having this, I can't be having that. And again, I think all of our clients know, like, they can have the autonomy to do whatever they want. But when you blame it on me, blame it on your coach, what are they gonna say? They're gonna come to me? I don't give a fuck. Have them come to me. I'll fucking tell them to fuck off. So it takes the blame and that ownership kind of off of you, and it puts it on me, or it puts it on your, the challenge that you're doing. Maybe it's a step challenge, maybe it's a work challenge, maybe it's the 8-week challenge that we have coming up. But those are three of the best ways to kind of like dodge the social the social interactions. And quite frankly, that could even work for friends, family, those sort of things. Now, I will say, if it's your friends and family, especially your family, maybe even your spouse, at some point you're going to have a conversation where you're like, this is what I am doing. Either you're supporting me or you're not. And you kind of have to get a little bit uncomfortable with that, because this is your life. And if you do not, people don't like to hear this, but this is the truth. If you don't reach your goals because of your spouse or your parents or your friends or family, you're gonna blame them and you're gonna be resentful to them. Right? This is just the truth. If you don't stick to your diet because of your partner, you're gonna resent them. You're gonna be pissed at them. You're gonna blame them. That's gonna hinder the relationship more than if you just said, this is what I am doing. Either you're supporting me or you're not. And oftentimes I have found, because we coach a lot of people who are in relationships, who are married, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And we have seen firsthand how just simply having the conversation and saying, this is what I am doing, it goes way better than most people expect. Like, way better than most people expect, but you have to be the one to kind of put your foot down first. But we've also seen when people don't do something, like this is a kind of a crazy story, but it's true. Obviously I'm not going to name names, but I had a lady back in, we're about to be in 2026. So back in 2024, somebody wanted to sign up for coaching. She basically said her husband didn't think that she needed it or it would benefit her to sign up for coaching. And listen, I'm the relationship expert, whatever. I could tell that she was like, fuck, I really want to do this, but I guess I don't have the support, or I guess I shouldn't. And then 2024 went by, and it was late. It was probably maybe October of this year. She reached back out and signed back up, and she was like, Eric, I feel like shit. She had gained like 40 more pounds. She felt like absolute shit about herself. She had low energy, low self-confidence, low self-esteem. And she was like, I wish I just would have fucking signed up when we first talked. And I was like, the best time to plant a tree was, 10 years ago, but the second best time is now. So like, I'm glad you are now, but it just goes to show, if you don't reach your goals because of somebody else, you're the one who has to look at yourself in the mirror every single day. You're the one who has to put on the clothes every single day. You're the one who has to live in your body every single day. It's not them. It's not your family. It's not your friends who are razzing you to drink. You have to wake up and face the mirror every single day. So you do whatever it is that you want to do. And I hope I can empower you to really take this next step in your journey and this next step in your life, because you do only get this one life and this one body. Might as well do what you can to live it the best way you possibly can. And if you don't do it because of somebody else, that's not their fault. That's your fault. So on that note, if you want to sign up for the 8-week challenge, click the link in the show notes of the podcast. Pause the podcast, scroll down, find the description, click the link. You can sign up right through there, and we would love to get you started. Now, number 5 tip, the 10-minute weight gate. So the mistake that people make on their diet, which causes them to fall off, is by giving into cravings. And this isn't to say, you can't have foods you enjoy. When we onboard people for our 8-week challenge, we will explicitly ask, what foods do you like? So because we want to work those foods in. So you can eat the foods you like, but I think we all know there's a big difference between I like eating this food, or I enjoy that food, versus these cravings where you're like, I want to eat an entire sleeve of Oreos. Those are two different things, right? So when you give in to these cravings of eating 10 Oreos and you go over your calories by 700, not the end of the world, but you're probably not going to lose fat that week or that day. So the 10-minute weight gate is, cravings are usually temporary neurochemical spikes. They're not actual hunger. And that's the difference. It's not your body saying, oh my God, I have to eat because I'm going to starve if I don't. It's more emotion-based. It's more stress-based. It's more impulse-based. And so if you want to give in to these cravings that you have, tell yourself you can have it. Because again, the mistake people make is, well, I'm not allowed to have this. And that automatically makes you want it more. And then when you do have it, you're going to go back to not being allowed to have it. So then you way overeat on it. So you can have it, but you have to wait 10 minutes and drink 16 ounces of water first. So legit, our clients have done this in the past. Grab your phone, set the 10-minute timer, and say, if after these 10 minutes and after I drink 16 ounces of water, if I still want to crush this sleeve of Oreos, I can. But you have to wait the full 10 minutes and you have to drink the water first. Simple. It's just 10 minutes. Wait the 10 minutes. You'll find 90% of the time the I must have this now feeling evaporates before the timer even hits 0. I experienced this a lot back in 2024 when I was doing my calorie deficit. I would get done a meal and I would be like, dude, I am hungry. I could eat a ton more food. But what I did was, I remember because it was in December or January time period, it was fucking cold outside. So I'd put on my coats, I would go outside for a 10-minute walk to finish my steps for the day. And by the time I got back, I was like, why Why did I feel so strongly about needing to eat? Like, I'm fine. I don't need to eat. So sometimes your brain and your stomach kind of have to talk to each other, and your brain has to say, no, like, we're fine. We don't need more food. We don't need to give in to these cravings. We're okay. So 10 minutes. If you have something and you want to go way off track, or you have these urges, just set that timer on your phone, and legit actually setting the timer and seeing the time tick down. Because, like, okay, like, after these 10 minutes, if I really want it, I'll have it. And then cool. And if you do have it, at the very least, you'll probably have it in more moderation than you were about to have it in. So that's number 5. That one is a really, really big one for our clients, and we've seen work really well. So I really hope you steal that. Number 6, the non-negotiable daily anchor. And cut that out. So the mistake we see a lot of people make, especially around this time of year with the New Year's resolutions and new year, new me, which again, I don't mind. I want you to change your life, but you think you have to be perfect every day. So you think you have to hit your steps every single day. You have to get your workout every single day and have the best workout. You have to eat the most clean food. You have to hit your calorie range perfectly. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to happen every day. I'll use myself as the example. Today, I'm sick, right? And I feel like it's getting worse. I don't want to say it out loud, but I feel like it's getting worse as my day goes on. But I needed to work out today because I had not missed a workout, but I had to move my workout from Christmas Day to, later in the week. And so I wanted to get all my workouts in. And like, I can function. I got a little bit of a sinus thing, as you can probably tell, and my throat kind of hurts a bit, but like, I'm fine. So I wanted to get my workout in, but I knew it wasn't going to be a great workout because, like, I don't fucking feel the best. So what did I do? I just did like 2 sets of everything. I didn't really go close to failure. I just focused on form. I focused on range of motion, controlling, feeling the muscle. My workout was about like 45 minutes. I got in, I got out, and now I'm here doing this podcast. I'll probably do a little bit more work. I'll go take a nap, and I'll try to hit my steps today too. I gotta, find a way to hit my steps. But also, if I only hit 6,000 steps today versus 8,000, I'm gonna try my best to hit 8,000. But like, if I need to go sleep for 2 hours because I don't feel good, like I'm not gonna be perfect today, and that's okay. I'm just trying to be anchored. That's why I still went and got my workout anyway. I'm still going to go outside and get some walks anyway. I'm still going to stay on track with my nutrition anyway. Like, I already, I had my pre-workout meal. I had my post-workout meal. I have the rest of my day planned out for what I'm going to eat and how I'm going to stay on track. So the point of this, point number 6, is just pick one habit regardless of everything else that's going on in your life, and just make that habit the non-negotiable. And I don't want to tell you what that should be, because we don't tell our clients this. We work with our clients on this. Like, if you were to join our 8-week challenge, we would probably pick the thing that you feel the most confident in, that you can actually stick with, and it's almost easy to do. Like, for me, no matter what, I'll hit my protein goal. Like that's just second nature for me. Don't have to think about it at all. I have all the food. Everything's ready. I got protein shakes, which, by the way, if you need some protein shakes heading into the new year, the brand I work with is Legion Athletics. You can use my code Eric at checkout. I think they're the best protein brand out there. They're clean, they're low calorie, they're third party tested. So if you want to check them out, they taste amazing as well. So check them out, legionathletics.com, and use my code Eric at checkout. But like, for me, my protein goal, that's my daily non-negotiable anchor. But for you, it might be your walk. For you, it might be your water intake. For you, it might be your workout. Like, but pick something that no matter what, you're going to stick with. Because even if the rest of the day doesn't go as planned and is a quote unquote failure, which we know failure is not a real thing, but hitting your daily non-negotiable anchor habit keeps the identity of I'm a winner intact. So no matter what, even if I had the craziest day, I still hit my protein goal. Cool. That allows me to live up to the identity that I stay on track, even if it's crazy. I'm going to be all the way perfect, but that's not the identity. The identity is I stay on track. The identity is I'm a winner. The identity is I'm going to keep going no matter what. And so when you pick this daily non-negotiable anchor, it then allows you to continue to live up to that identity so that you don't just say F it and go completely off track, that's why most people will never reach their 2026 New Year's resolutions, because you just say screw it when you're not perfect and you let one bad meal or a day when you're sick. Like today's Saturday for me. Most people, well, I'm sick today. It's after Christmas. I'm not going to get my workout. I'm not going to get my steps. I'm going to eat like shit. I'll just restart on Monday if I feel better. But then, Monday is the 29th, and then January's coming up, and I'll start the next Monday. And you go 10 fucking days of being off track when in reality, the first day didn't even have to be off track because you still could have hit your daily non-negotiable anchor. So that's number 6. Now, number 7, this is not so much about the diet. It's a little bit more about the mindset and specifically around the scale, because I know that most people are going to drive themselves insane and obsess over the scale heading into 2026. And listen, I get it. You want to lose weight. Maybe you need to lose weight for health reasons. You need to see that number on the scale go down. And I understand that. I'm in a calorie deficit right now. I like seeing the scale go down. But I also understand the scale is one form of data, and you have to look at it as a form of data. It's not the end all be all. So for example, for me, yesterday, the day after Christmas, my weight spiked up to 247.2. Today, when I woke up, my weight was down to 243.3. Now, you might be thinking, oh my God, that is a huge drop. But I also know last night I slept like 10 hours because I didn't feel good. I slept in today until like 8:15. I don't remember the last time I slept in until 8:15. That's how I knew I was like, damn it, I'm getting fucking sick. But I knew that good night's sleep, waking up later in the day, I'm going to weigh less this morning. And it's normal. And my weight might go back up tomorrow. It might not. It depends. But I don't look at it as, oh, the day after Christmas was a failure and today was a big, big win. It's just data. You chalk it up. What I do, I don't chalk it up. I input it into my Clubhouse app, which if you join our 8-week coaching challenge, you will also enter your daily weigh-ins into our Clubhouse app every single day. For those watching on YouTube, I am wearing one of my new Clubhouse shirts, which, by the way, if you are not watching on YouTube, you should. The podcasts are on here now on YouTube, so Eric Roberts Fitness Podcast. But I track my body weight every day, and then I just look at the graph. It shows like maybe there's ups and downs, but it's a downward trend. I started at 254. Now I'm down to 243. There's been fluctuations. I've been up to 247, 248. I'm down to 243. And there's going to continue to be fluctuations. I have about 7 weeks left. Actually, exactly 7 weeks left as I'm recording this. I'm going to probably try to get down to like 240, 238, maybe 235 at the leanest. Think I want to go down that low, but we'll see. But point being, over the next 7 weeks, I'm going to have my weight fluctuate, but you just look at it as data. You look at it as a science experiment. If you don't get mad at a science experiment, you just like adjust. You take the data over time and you adjust the variables. It's also like saying, it's like if you took a retail store and maybe, in the beginning of December, Starbucks, we'll use Starbucks. No, we're going to use a retail store. Let's use, I don't know what a retail store is. Nordstrom. My mom likes that place, so I'll use that. You go to Nordstrom on December 1st and you take their total sales for that day. And then you go to Nordstrom on the day before Christmas Eve, because that's when I had to go, because I wait till the last minute to do my things. But that place was fucking insane. So December 1st versus December 23rd, the sales of those 2 days might be astronomically different. But that's why you don't base the entire month off of just December 1st or just December 23rd. You take the entire sales for the entire month, you look at the trends, you look at the overall data, and you determine where is that going. And then even beyond that, I'm sure maybe December is a big month, but maybe, I don't know, February might not be as big of a month. So then you also look at it over the course of 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You don't get so emotional over losing or gaining weight. And again, this is something that our online coaching clients will know is not only are we like, hey, if the scale spikes up, like don't freak out. We're also like, if people's scale goes down 4, 5, 6 pounds, we're like, hey, like this is cool. It means you're probably going in the right direction, but I can't let you get so high. I can't let you get so emotionally, oh my God, the scale went down. Yes. Because then what happens? On the flip side, you get so emotionally down, you get so emotionally low when the scale spikes up. So you just have to keep even keel. You have to keep taking your action-based goals like we talked about in the previous podcast this week, and just keep showing up and use the scale as data. And you also need to be taking your measurements and your progress pictures and track your workouts to track other forms of data. This is exactly what we do in our 8-week challenge. When you get joined up, we'll get your starting body weight, we'll get your starting progress pictures, we'll get your starting measurements. You're going to track your workouts right inside of our app. We have everything included in our app for one-on-one coaching now, which I'm really excited about. People have been loving it. We made this change last September, and people have just absolutely fucking loved it. So everything's in one app. You'll do your check-ins in the app, communicate with your coach in the app. You can send form videos to your coach. You'll have all the calorie tracking inside of there. It's going to be a big challenge. And again, if you're listening to this on December 31st or January 1st, we're getting started. There's only 100 spots available. We're going to sell out. We sell out every single time we do one of these famous challenges. So if you want to get a personalized plan, if you heard all these tips and you're like, well, I want to implement these tips, not just hear them, I want to actually get a plan to implement it, click the link in the show notes of the podcast to join our 8-week challenge. There's only 100 spots available. We will be selling out. If you've been on the fence, it's a new year, man. When are you going to have a better time to do this than right now? Like you've been putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. There's not going to be a better time than right now. Use this motivation the correct way to actually change your life. Don't do some stupid shit. Don't do a 1,200 calorie diet. Don't continue to try on your own. You've already tried on your own the entire year of 2025. Where did that get you? There truly is no better time than right now. We're heading into the new year. Let's fucking do this. Stop procrastinating. Stop being afraid to fail. You can't fail as long as you don't quit. In fact, all of our challenge winners, the people you hear on this podcast, they're not perfect. They go on vacation. They had a couple of days off track, but they show the fuck up and just stay consistent because they have a coach checking in with them, holding them accountable, being on their ass, and making sure they show up. So if you want that, if you're ready, click the link in the show notes of the podcast. And also, it's not like $5,000 to join like some of these other fucking programs. It's a weekly payment, $110 a week. Weekly. I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's just a weekly payment. You can easily work it into your budget. Order takeout one less time per week, and you'll have the money right there. And even if not, it's an investment. The amount of clients that we work with who use these 8-week challenges to legit change the rest of their life, it's a fuck ton. So if you do this for 8 weeks and you can learn habits, learn skills, have a plan made out for you, actually stay consistent, drop 8 to 16 pounds in the first 8 weeks of the new year, You think you have a better year or a worse year? Think better. There is no better time than right now. Click the link in the show notes of this podcast. Go to the description, click on it. There's going to be a link to sign up. Telling you it's going to sell out. You're going to be pissed you missed this. You're probably pissed you missed our last challenge. Don't regret it again. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Let's have a kick-ass start to 2026, and we'll chat soon.